Having someone handle your email is like some sort of fantasy or a dream for an entrepreneur. But not only is it achievable, it's actually proof of a timeless principle. That's what we're sharing today, along with 3 keys to preventing frustration when you are outsourcing in your business. So if you're tired of checking your email, first thing in the morning, over lunch, late at night, whatever, this video might change your life. So let's jump in. Email used to be a constant source of frustration in my life. I hated processing my email to figure out what needed my attention, and by the time I had whittled down all the other stuff and found the things that needed my attention, either I wanted to throw my laptop across the room or just take a nap. And then a couple years ago, I decided to outsource my email to my assistant who was brand new at the time, and it took a couple of months, and I'll get into the nuts and bolts later, but briefly, here are the results. I do not check my own email. I don't respond to 99% of my own email, and I don't worry about email anymore. It doesn't take up that much energy. So what's the timeless principle that I mentioned earlier? It's that in any business, there are precious few things that absolutely must be done by you. Said a little bit differently, you can get a lot more off of your plate than you think. But outsourcing can be really frustrating for a lot of entrepreneurs. So I want to start with the 3 keys to preventing frustration when it comes to outsourcing. And we'll start with number 1, which is to expect people to make decisions differently from you. Whether it's hiring a virtual assistant for $5 an hour or a high-powered digital agency for thousands of dollars a month, I see the same cycle over and over again. Entrepreneurs set out to find someone that thinks and acts and makes decisions just like they do. They're continually let down by others, and so they fire them and move on to someone else, and they're always generally hoping for the same thing, right? Somebody that they don't have to worry about because they make decisions just like they do. On the other hand, I assume no one makes decisions like me, and so I squeeze as much of the decision-making out of the process by making decisions in advance or by setting up a system in such a way that the person I'm outsourcing to doesn't actually make a lot of decisions. They bounce those decisions to me or to someone else on the team that does make good decisions. I never expect someone to think and behave and make decisions the same way I do, and I actually build that in and I account for it in the system and how we document it. So it saves me a ton of frustration in dealing with people because I don't expect them to make decisions the exact same way I do, and I build that into everything that we do. So that's the first step to preventing frustration. The second is to expect mistakes and then assume that you are the problem. Now, this is a tough one for a lot of, really smart entrepreneurs. In anything we're doing for the first time, I assume that there's going to be mistakes and misjudgments and miscommunications, and I just go ahead and assume that I'm the problem, right? I didn't document things thoroughly enough. I didn't think far enough ahead. I didn't communicate clearly enough, whatever. Now, is that objectively true? Is it my fault in all cases? Of course not. But that mindset is very, very useful when you step into the world of outsourcing. And as a bonus, the more that you take on that mindset of extreme ownership, the more it rubs off on your team members and everybody just gets better and the systems get better together. So I expect mistakes anytime somebody on my team is doing something for the very first time. Now, before we get to the third key to preventing frustration, as well as get into the nuts and bolts of how I actually run my email system, just do me a favor right now, hit the like button. You know the drill. It feeds the algorithm so more people see the video and it impacts more people. All right, and here is the third key to preventing frustration: make small, permanent changes. In anything I'm outsourcing, I'm just looking to get into action quickly, right? Get a basic system up and running and then gradually and relentlessly improve the system until I get the results I'm looking for. So as we go, I'm looking for places to remove opportunities for mistakes, coach them on misjudgments, miscommunications, document how we handle scenarios so that I don't have to handle those again, especially the unexpected stuff that comes up after you get a system up and running. There's always unexpected things. Document how we handle those. I just don't expect a system to be perfect from the outset, right? And I certainly don't make radical, huge changes to a system once it's already up and running because it tends to throw people off. I'm looking for small, permanent changes, well documented with videos and checklists so that the improvements we make in 1 week don't get lost when we go into the next week. And that's the key to improving the system and make sure that things don't get thrown back onto your plate, right? Now, here are the nuts and bolts of my actual email system. Every day, my assistant sends me a summary of the emails that she starred for me, and she's following like a process that's laid out in Google Docs that accounts for all the different types of emails that I get. Now, half of the emails that she stars for me are those that are just small decisions are needed, little confirmations, maybe, hey, do you want to talk to this person and when, that kind of thing. Those I tend to handle just by picking up the phone, responding to my assistant with a simple voice message. We use Voxer, which is a walkie-talkie app, and I give her the information that she needs so that she can handle those emails. For the few emails that actually need a really thoughtful, personal response from me, I'm going to jump into my email and either write something up, I'm going to send them a message on, something like Facebook Messenger or a Loom video. For any type of response that requires more than that, like if I find myself writing a page-long email, I stop, I erase all that stuff, and I basically just say, hey, let's jump on a 15-minute call, we'll go over this together, and here's my assistant, she'll help us get it set up, and I turn it right back over to the assistant, right? If anything takes, 4 paragraphs to explain, don't email it, get on a call. So the process of outsourcing something like email processing isn't really that complicated. You write down everything, you identify the decisions, you get into action, you expect mistakes, take extreme ownership, and then make small, permanent changes. So let's come back to the timeless principle. In any business, there are precious few things that actually need to be done by you. So you can get way more off your plate than you think you can. That is the message I want to leave you with today. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to check out this other video. It's about the 100-year-old book that holds the secret to project management and trumps any software you could use like ClickUp or Slack or Trello. So click there and watch that video. And if you just love breakthrough ideas and timeless principles like I do, make sure to subscribe to the channel because you'll love every video here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.